shutting us out. Like you never act like this before. Turning around, I don't wanna lose you anymore. Falling down, no one's gonna save you from your storms. Let it go, you lose this battle. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. Me. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. Me. You can't stop me. Open your eyes. Step by step, you walking through the door. Turn off the light. You're all out of moves on the dance floor. Just give up. You know it's time for you to go. 'Cause you lost this battle. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me. Can't stop me. You can't stop me now. Me. You can't stop me. You can't stop me.
Hey, wait, I didn't see my position.
Sexa.
Sexa, okay.
V-Dog, are we doing single file or double file? Alright.
Alright guys, welcome in for week number 2 of the Global Series. We got 8 of the world's best drivers going to be taking on 15 laps around Savlac Sandpit, Maine. We got a strong showing in the first 2 positions. We have M. Schwartz 300 and I Think I Can W taking home positions 1 and 2 for the US of A on the NA server. Then third, from Finland, we got Kempi93, arguably one of the greatest drivers of all time on Wreckfest, right behind Yoshi. He is at the away game right now, with it being on the NA server, but you know, he'll have his chance at the EU server. Alright drivers, just make sure you're directly behind the car in front of you. The pace car will be pulling off shortly. Remember, once the yellow safety car pulls off the track, you guys go green. And then we have Wired, who will be joining us in the booth very shortly. He is our gorgeous, speedy safety car. But 15 laps around this track. It's going to take about a minute 7 seconds to get these guys off the track. But Wired, he's going to get ready to pull off the track here in 1 second. And these guys are going green, green, green. We are underway here, 15 laps at the Savlac Sandpit. Little different starts than what you see in the regular PRA series, but you know, no other league is like this. 15 laps, like I said. One's already in the book because of the pace lap. Schwartz is going to try to get off to a strong lead and check out throughout the field. Remember, guys, we were racing on realistic damage, but I think Wired has had enough time to join me up in the booth. How's it going, Wired?
Not too bad, B-Dog. How you doing?
It's going good. You know, it's a Sunday afternoon, and no better way to spend a Sunday afternoon than to see the world's best drivers compete on the grandest stage of them all.
Absolutely. Good to see the American boys taking 1 and 2. Obviously, they have home field advantage here, but you know, I'm always going to be rooting for them a little bit since I've been racing with them in PRA. But excited to see how some of the newcomers in the EU servers are gonna turn up.
I feel like once we get on the EU servers and they don't have to deal with the ping, because you can obviously tell who's from where. I mean, we got Spider with the yellow ping. He is actually from Oregon in the United States. And so when we go to the EU servers, I mean, we think that they're not going to have that big of an advantage on the EU server. I mean, we think it's a bigger advantage than what it actually is, but W ended up winning on the EU servers. But you know, the track last week at Pine Hills was a smoother track. This one's a little more bumpy, or a little bit more complex. You know, it's not as smooth as Pine Hills would be. So it'd be interesting to see when we do get over to the EU servers how these American guys are going to react to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to note here in qualifying, M. Schwartz actually ended up beating Kempi's record board time, which is super impressive out of him.
Wow, yeah, it was a 105.645, and yes, that's good enough for 6th place all time on the PS4 Class B leaderboards. We don't know what PS5 is, but the PS4 leaderboards have been around for a whole lot longer, so we like to think that that's a more accurate representation. But yeah, that a minute 5 seconds .645 is good enough for 6th on the board. So good analysis there. Do you think, you know, them guys running 15 laps, do you think like world record times might be touched here?
I definitely think it's possible, especially seeing as how Kempi actually just beat his PS4 time.
Oh wow!
Showing us that ping doesn't matter and he's here to race.
Yeah, and he's putting the pressure on all the way from Finland. W, you know, he came into this Global Series. He said he was looking forward to the challenge, but was a little bit nervous coming into coming into it, because I mean there's such great talent. I mean, you really never know what to expect, because I mean these guys don't race against each other that much, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I think the only person I've really seen come over to the North American lobbies is Miss Goldlock, as Squeller was saying last week. They like to come in and race with some of us North American guys sometimes, but everyone else they've kind of stayed to their EU servers.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through the field here. It's a full Raiden RS field, which we give the drivers free liberty to run whatever vehicle that they want. And you know, if you're going to run a vehicle free of choice, you want it to be the fastest. And all these guys, they pick the fastest vehicle, which would be the Raiden RS. So you might see the Hammerhead RS every now and then, but for the majority of it, it will be the Raiden RS. I'm scrolling through the field, looking at another US of A driver all the way from Oregon on the West Coast. Spider Monkeys in 5th. He had a good showing, finishing 2nd on the NA server at Pine Hills last week. So it'll be interesting to see how if he can catch up to Miss Goodlock right here and get a top 5, or we'll get a top 4.
Yeah, absolutely, and be super impressive out of him. I mean, obviously he did quite well last week, and you know, he really needs to put down some clean laps and try and catch Goldlock. And you know, I think the front pack of Kimpy, W, and Schwartz, they've kind of ran away pretty early on here. So I think this will be a battle for 4th. Yeah,
it's going to end up being a battle for 4th. I mean, but we got a hot battle for the lead. It's not just one driver pulling away. It seems like all these drivers, they're basically mirroring each other's every move. Looking at the times, you know, W has the fastest lap time of the race with a .339. That is a 1 minute 5 second .33 time. And a little bit slower is the leader, Schwartz. You see him go wide. He has a .6. There's 3/10 off, so W's going to make work of him. Don't know how long W will be able to hold it off. If Kimpy can get around Schwartz in a very timely manner, maybe he'll have something to say with the front two guys. I mean, right now, Schwartz and W, the two guys that you're looking at, they are tied for the first spot in the global championship standings.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Kimpy does need to get around Schwartz here. I mean, Kimpy and W are both 3/10 ahead of him, which are both actually better than W's leaderboard time. So, you know, these guys are really putting the gas pedal down here. And, you know, maybe we do see these guys getting close to that world record time on PS4.
And you know, I'm on board with Kimpy, and Kimpy just got a little. There's probably some lag, some ping that caused that crash that we saw. It wasn't anything major, just him brushing up into the wall. But yeah, that's probably is going to be doing something to the ping. It looked very ping related, because like I said, this track's very bumpy. So the battle for first has really chilled out a little bit. W seems to be taking the comfortable lead on that, and he's going to try to cruise to the finish. And we're about to be halfway through this event, and then we're going to switch over to the EU servers. So you know, Kimpy 3rd place. It's an away game for him, and Miss Goldlock 4th place, an away game. I mean, these two drivers, they're holding their own, going to get some good points, a good cushion to go to the EU server. I mean, when you think about it, the North American guys are the ones that are on the hot seat, because this is their home game. I mean, we do it because we want to cater more to the European guys. So, you know, we start off the NA servers first. You know, it's on to the NA server guys, the Americans, to see. I mean, they got to put up a good time. They got to put up a good finish, because if not, it's going to be really hard to do it on the EU server.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not too sure what happened with Vendel there, but Vendel ended up retiring, and you know, hopefully he gets a better chance on his EU servers. It might have been damaged car and ping related things, but you know, he's just got to come back strong in that EU server and try and erase this race out of their head.
And that's the thing. I mean, I know it can be frustrating for some of these European guys getting onto the NA server first, but I mean, they at least get a little bit of hot laps on the NA server. You know, just get familiar with how the race is going to go, and then so when they do go to the EU server and they get ready for that qualifying session, I mean, they don't really know what to expect. So Vandal, I mean, he DNF, so obviously only top 5 drivers get points in this series. So when it comes to The European server, he's going to have to put it down, and he's really going to have to grind. But I mean, these guys are world-class drivers. Every single one of them is world-class drivers, and I don't see it being a problem for any of these guys to rub off any bad performances going into the next race.
Yeah, absolutely, and I believe we did see that happen last week, where I believe it was Vendel. I'm just looking at the points here. Yeah, Vendel did end up coming back a little bit on the EU servers and put down a third-place finish. So. You know, you just got to think about that, and he knows he can do it. He's done it once already last week, so you just got to put down some clean laps, and it's good to get that little warm up in before you go over to your home turf.
Just want to go ahead and look up here at the Gold Series champion from season 11, W. I mean, he's starting to extend the time out a little bit. I don't see anybody else really making a big jump on the leaderboard. Top 4 still with a minute 5 second times, and you got 5th and 6th with a minute 6 seconds. But W, Gold Series champion. When it came to the challenge that we had over the off season, where he got to draft his team, you know, he picked the team of champions, and they didn't really have that strong. Well, they didn't have a strong regular season at all. You know, their team yellow, they went 0-3 in the regular season, and that was actually really shocking to a lot of people. And going into the playoffs, they actually almost upset the #1 seed, which was the green team. And you know, I brought up that point not to discourage anybody, but racing with a team versus individually is completely different. There's a lot more elements that go into it. So when you get a good fast driver like this, you know, racing individually, he can easily shine and not be worrying about how his team performs and everything like that. So
yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it might have humbled him a little bit to you know, feel what it is to lose a race, because he's just, when he gets in this mode where he's up ahead, I don't even think he thinks about what he's doing anymore. He just goes on full cruise control and lets the hands do the work. He doesn't have to think anymore.
You know, a lot of the drivers that I talked to when it came to the challenge, they really said that they made a wall. You know, that they would try to get him out. They'd try to get their fast drivers out, and then they'd make a wall. Not necessarily purposely holding them up, but yeah, they would hold him up in a clean manner. That way, because he's so fast, you know, you got to get your fast guys out there in front, and then it's basically W hot lapping trying to catch. So, you know, there was some strategy into the team racing. You know, that probably didn't really shine, like it didn't really showcase the fastest drivers. It was more of like the best team, but when it comes to this individual aspect, obviously he is one of the best racers in the whole world. I wish Yoshi could come out and join us for 1 week. That way we can see how these two guys compare. But who knows? Maybe in season 2 when we have this event, it'll be something that can happen. But as of right now, we're getting ready for 4 laps to go. Kempy looks to be closing down on the second place driver of M. Schwartz. Roll through the field here, see what everyone's damage is looking like. Nobody's really in that bad of a spot. You know, Spider Monkey's down to 75, and then Jondrich is at 81. But other than that, everything seems to be good. But what's your biggest takeaway so far, and what do you think will translate over from this race to when we go to the European circuit?
You know, if Kimpy plays it right and sets a nice fast lap like he's done in the qualifying there, I think he'll be the same style as W, where once he gets out in front, he's just going to go on cruise control. I really think for Kimpy, it's taken down these two American titans that they are. But everyone else, you know, I think they need to try their best to slow these top guys down off the start, and not purposely, you know, run them off the track or anything, but fight with them and try and make sure that they don't pull away like this again.
You know, I'm looking at Kimpy right now and watching him race, and I'm just really impressed on how he's racing this race. I mean, M. Schwartz does get he does get a little loose at some ends of the track, and Kimpy has a better run. And Kimpy just, besides running him over like some Americans would, he applies the brake, lets the guy get straightened out, and you know, if he dive bombs the corner, he tries not to make contact with him, more or less, that just brake and see if he can get the run out of the corner. Which right here, coming to this corner right here, I saw last lap, Kimpy did have the inside, but he didn't push the envelope. he just let M Short straighten himself back out, which is really impressive. And then, you know, that's kind of the difference that you see between the international guys and the American guys. The American guys, you know, me in particular, you know, I'd use the bumper a little bit. That's just the type of NASCAR style we grew up watching. Versus these European guys, you know, the open wheel. These guys grew up watching the open wheel, so you know, if you hit on the open wheel, it's a lot more of an impact than it would when you have fenders.
Yeah, and I feel like W and Schwartz have always been more on the cleaner side of driving. They, at least when I've raced with them, they've checked up and found a spot to pass me cleanly instead of just hucking a bumper into my car. But no, it's really impressive to see all these Europeans and how clean they are. Like, being used to PRA and people throwing bumpers and fenders into each other, it's not something that I'm used to seeing as consistent. People backing out and racing clean, trying not to touch each other.
Yep. And you know, when it comes to you're used to the bronze series, so there's probably little to none checking up. It's all give, it's all take, no give.
Oh yeah.
But you're gonna be making your debut in the silver series tomorrow night, actually, as a full-time driver. What do you?
Absolutely.
Well, what's your feelings towards making that next step into the silver?
You know, I was really excited when you made the decision to pull me up. I mean, I wanted to race with Graham again. Actually, that's why I was really pushing to make it into that silver. Me and Graham, we fought pretty hard for that last race of the last season there. So, and I know he's a clean, fast guy, and I raced with a bunch of the silver guys on public lobbies, and you know, I'm nervous, but I'm excited to show what I can do and hopefully climb those leaderboards and point battles, and just looking for some good, clean, consistent racing that you don't get as much of in bronze.
Well, good, clean, consistent racing has been the story of this event on the North American servers in the Global Series. I think I Can W is going to change his name to I Can W. He's going to take the first two out, and because he looks like he is going to win this race, the white flag is out. He has bested his personal best by over a tenth. That is good enough for third worldwide on this track in this class. Coming to the checker flag. He's going to punch his ticket. He'll be on cruise control for the EU. And it looks like Schwartz is going to finish second with no pressure from Kempe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if W here will ease off a little bit on the EU server, see if he can't get Schwartzy his second win as well.
I don't know if he's going to give him his second win, but W just got his second win of the season. Got one on EU. This is his first one on NA. We'll have to see. I mean, maybe he might play nice with the American, but they're tied for points in the championship, and when you only got 4 weeks, I don't know how friendly you would be. But all right, guys, we're about to go on a brief intermission, and we'll see you back when we're loaded up into the EU lobby.
Good race, good race.
Nothing is left. My world is in pieces. Your heart is a mess, and you left me with nothing but empty regret. You left me and fucked me over. Now you're back, looking for closure. The fist sacrificed at the altar. Baby, blood in the water.
Okay.
On my screen, I see Thunderbolt, and I cannot ready up. Just throw that out there.
Just like I had last time.
I'll leave and rejoin. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do that. Ja, du Kimpe, etta två.
Och så får du se ett Obligusta tredje.
Ja. Jag är så fucking hungrig nu, jag fattar inte vad. Får se hur detta går nu då.
Det ska gå bra, får du se.
Ja, får hoppas det i alla fall.
Bájale. Sobre.
Can't be no
Bajar
harm,
un
no
poco
foul. I'm
porque ya
gonna follow you
empieza.
in line.
Låt honom
Den
ta
för...
alla skrank och allting bort.
Ja, ja, jag tänker så med.
Alrighty, guys, we are back with race number 2 in the global series, and we're on the EU server this time. And no shock here, we predicted it. Me and Wire talked about it all in the NA race. As soon as Kempy got on the EU server, it was going to be him in the number 1 position, and sure enough, that's who it is in the number 1 position. But we got Miss Goodlock in second, W in third, Obliquus in fourth, Vindel in fifth, sixth is M Short, seventh Spider Monkey, and eighth is Jondrix. And so, you know, a lot of improvement on times from the European guys. Kempy actually set the world record on PS4. He ran a minute 4.975, and the world record is by True Drew 2, and he has an 05.193. So about 2/10, it's a little over 2/10 that he set it by. So it'll be interesting to see how he will be able to perform. Wired, our pace car / commentator, is going to get ready. He's going to bring this crowd to green, and everybody is underway. And it's a little bit more of a chaotic start than it was. Oh yeah, a lot more chaotic start than it was on the first one. Everybody was ready for this, but Kempy leads them down into turn number 1. The man from Finland, the only driver in the field from Finland. We got a very dynamic group of people. We got 3 guys from America, 1 from Spain, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Germany. So we got all of the across the pond drivers representing their country, as well as 3 guys from the Americas. So everything seems to shaken out a little bit. I want to pop on board with Schwartz, who ended up finishing second. Wired, I think Wired has enough time to join up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
Not too bad. Back again.
So, what goes through your mind when you are pacing the field and you see all these fast guys getting ready to unleash, and you're at the control of it? Like, what goes through your mind?
Not gonna lie, it's a little intimidating because I know if I'm ever in a race with these guys, there's no chance that I'm going to be at the front. But I know these guys are super fast and know how to race, so in some of the other series, I tend to peek behind me and make sure everything's in order. But with these guys, I know I can just drive straight and find out where I'm going to turn off and let them do their thing.
Yeah, I remember I used to be a flag man at the local dirt track and being up in that stand, and you know you control the whole field, man. It's a very interesting power to have. Not really the one that I enjoyed as much as I thought I would. But anyhow, we are back. Like we said, we got 15 laps around the same track. The only difference is we went across the pond to the EU server. So I'm pulling up the ping here. You can see everybody has pretty good ping, and all the orange ping, you know, of course, is from North America. You got Wired from Canada and myself from the United States, and we have orange ping. So, and then W orange ping, of course, Spider Monkey, and Shorts got orange ping, and then you see everybody else. They got the green ping, the good green bean ping, and you can see as W, I mean, very dominant in the on the NA server, but he comes over to the European server and he's battling for a podium. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I heard you mention as I was pacing, talking about Kempy's 104. Very impressive, obviously a world record on PS4. During the break, I did get Frylock, one of our good friends and PRA officials, to send me the PS5 leaderboards on this track. And that time was actually slightly behind his time, which is a third place in the world time. Yeah, the best time in the world over on PS5 currently is a 104.663.
And who's that by on PS4?
That is Sorry, it's hard to read this right now. Milby Garin, it looks like the name is.
Okay. All right, I know exactly who that is. He was going to partake. The Sweden, Milbergenren, I think that's what the name is, from Sweden. He was going to partake in this event, but I think other plans arise because, you know, it's kind of a little late in the night for the guys. I think 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So it's in the evening for some of these guys, and it's in the mid-afternoon for the guys in the Americas. But, you know, Kempy, coming into this, we kind of knew what to expect. I mean, we kind of figured he was going to do good on the European server. Just didn't know how he was going to do on the NA server, but he held his own on the NA server. I mean, he has 49 top 10 times. And that's across all the tracks in Wreckfest combined, excluding, you know, like the tracks like Hellride and Deathloop and Wrecknado. But he has 49 top 10s in B class. 81. He has 81 total. I think the person that has the most in all is True Drew 2. He has 50 top 10 in C class and 50 top 10 in B class, so he has 100. But out of all the analysis that I did, Kempy would be the second guy on the leaderboard with a total of 81. So, you know, we got the best of the best here. You got W, who has 51 total top 10s across the B and C series.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a quick update here. I don't know who you're watching, but things are starting to heat up between Shorts and Vendel for this number 5 spot. So I definitely think this is going to be a battle we want to look out for.
Yes, and it's the battle against the Hammerhead RS and the Raiden RS. The Vendel, the guy from Denmark, looking to hold his own. I think he finished with 2 third places last week. I'm going to go ahead and fact check that. Yes, indeed, he finished 3rd in both races on the NA and the EU. So, you know, he's he's 5th overall in the points with 10, and he's trying to have a good performance here and gain some more points.
Yeah, and if you can fend off Schwartzy here, I mean, really getting that into that top 5 is what you want to do in global, obviously, since top 5 are the only pack that get points. But if anyone's going to put the pressure on him, it's obviously going to be one of the Americans, not afraid to throw a bumper.
I mean, really, the pressure's off right now for all the guys right now in the NA server, except for like Spider. I mean, Spider, he would like to get some points, get up there in the top 5 and get some points because he didn't really have the best showing well, I wouldn't say the best showing, but the showing that he probably wouldn't like to have when it was a home game. But I mean, W's got the max amount of points that he can get. He won the race 15. He really didn't even have to race this race, but we do have a rule. You have to partake in both races to earn points and at least start. You don't have to finish it or at least attempt to qualify. So technically, you don't. As long as you're in that qualifying session and run one lap, you can keep your points. But he has something to prove. He wants to prove that he's one of the best in the world, and the only way to prove that you're the best in the world is to come across the pond and race on them servers. So, that's the idea behind this global series. We didn't want to cater to the US guys, we wanted to make it fair. And the best way we could is to give each driver, their own home game and then compare, and then we drop your lowest finish across the board. Uh-oh, looks like we got somebody around.
Uh-oh.
That'll be Obliques.
So now we got Vendel moving up into 4th. Definitely a more comfortable position for them, I think. And same with Schwartz. I mean, Schwartz, like you said, pressure's off of him, but knowing him, he doesn't want to finish last.
I want to pop on board with Kempy and just going through the field on board with Kempy. He's about to come to an interesting part of the track. It's that downhill part. It's like the tabletop. It goes up and then down right before that left-hand corner. He gets to the front stretch. I think might be where Obliquus. I'm assuming that's how you say his name, but Obliquus, I think that's where he got a little bit sideways and ended up wrecking, because I saw Kempy had to save it during the North American service. Coming up on this part right here, it's kind of like a little tabletop. You catch some air, and then you're not there for long, and then you go back down. I think that is what happened to him, and that is why he spun out. But scrolling through the field, looks like Schwartz ended up passing Vendelbo. And see how he does this with the ping. Oh man, and that Hammerhead RS is daggum sideways trying to catch up to Schwartz. I'm gonna go through see if we have any battles.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. Seems like everyone's kind of spread out and doing their own thing now. I mean, Vendel's still not too far away from Schwartz, so we can see in these last few laps, see if Vendel can catch up to him and take a 4th. Obviously, the more points, the better. So that's the battle I think we should definitely keep watch on. And Schwartz, if he sets a bad lap or gets an unfortunate crash, Vendel will be right on top of him. So.
Oh, I see Spider Monkey as well. He's like I said, he's from Oregon of the United States of America. He's starting to work his way up through the field a little bit, catching the other 2 contestants in front of him, and he wants some points. He wants to get some points. He can see the points position right there in Vendel in 5th place. He can see it. We're coming 6 laps to go. I mean, he can see all the way up to 4th. So if all these guys do mess up, he could probably pounce on them.
Yeah, and I think this is the section here that is really you got to look out for. As you said, looks like where that's Obliquus unfortunately spun out, but that section is a monster, especially when you're driving a car like this. Very, very way more fast than the cars that we're running in the regular PRA bronze, silver, and golds. So much more power, and you really have to be able to control it through that section.
I want to run through the field here and just let all the viewers know where each of these guys are from. The first place driver right now, Kempy, he is from the territory of Finland, and then, or the country of Finland, not the territory. Let me not disrespect him. He is from the country of Finland. Second place, Miss Good Luck, is from Sweden. We're going to go to 3rd place, I think I Can W, from the United States of America. Then we got Schwartz in 4th. He is also from America. In 5th place, we got Vendel. Vendel is from Denmark. 6th, we got Obliquus. He is from Germany. And then we have the person 7th place, Spider Monkey, also from the United States of America. And then rounding out, we got Jandrix in the 8th position. He is coming from Spain. So, looking at the past few weeks, this week and last week, the Spaniards really haven't had the best performance coming out. I mean, Manguin 047 is also from Spain. He had a little bit of trouble performing. I'd love to see a good performance from them. This is a new series for everybody, so when we do get more seasons under, I want to see a bigger turnout from the guys from Spain, because I mean, Spain's a gorgeous country, very gorgeous country.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be nice to get some more Spaniards in here, even places like Brazil. So I'd love to see people from all over the world. You know, a lot of different countries are really good at racing, and we'd love to see them in here. And sorry, I'm on board with Kimpy, and he just set a super quick lap with a 104.740.
Oof, that's way better than his qualifying time by 2/10. A little over 2/10 is better than his qualifying time.
Yeah, and looking at the PS5 leaderboards, that actually beats his current world leaderboard time by 1/10 as well.
Wow.
So he's still in third. True Drew 2 is in second on PS4 with a 104.684. So he's closing in that gap into that second place spot.
You know, one thing I wish this game would bring is the PS4 and the PS5 leaderboards together. That way, you would know where everybody stands. So maybe, you know, PS5 hasn't been out too long, and Wreckfest hasn't been out too long on PS5 as well. So maybe one day we'll see something about that. One thing I'd like to implement, Wreckfest to implement, I see it on PC, is they have the qualifying order. So it's like you qualify for a race as a qualifying session, and then it holds those standings, and you can switch over to an actual race, and it'll load in your grid. That's something that I saw on PC, me playing PC every now and then, that I wish that the PlayStation guys and I know the Xbox guys wish that they would see as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It would just make everything a lot easier for guys like you who are running these leagues.
You know, there's rarely been games that have been that simplistic, so I kind of got good at figuring out who goes where. It's kind of an art at this point, but
yeah.
Anyways, we're getting ready to come to 2 to go. Like I said, I think Kimpy was going to come out and he was going to show out. Just how much he was going to show out. I mean, you know, you see these guys putting down consistent lap times. Really, when I look back, I like to compare, you know, the drivers' fastest laps to each other. Like, what was their best lap compared to others, and compared to their qualifying time? And right now, like you said, Kimpy, it was second best in the world.
It's third best in the world on PS5. It edges out his old third place time.
Gotcha. But if he was playing on PS4, that'd be good enough for the world record on PS4. Absolutely crushing by a full second is his PS4 time. So, I mean, these guys, they know what they're doing. I think we should take next week. We should have a drinking game. Every time the mention is breaking a world record, you take a shot. I think we'd have a lot of drunk fans in the audience, just because this event has been very monumental for the whole game of Wreckfest. I mean, just getting all these guys to come together into this environment. It shows when they're breaking world records that they are coming out here to compete, not just to attend.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, even guys like W and Schwartz, you can see the ping difference, but they're still putting down super fast laps. I mean, these are the kind of laps that would take most people, 100 laps on this track to even come near those times.
Coming up on the white flag, W can see that silver place driver in his view. Don't know if he's going to be able to catch up to Miss Goodluck. Kimpy's done checked out. We do have a battle, though. We have a major battle between Vendo and Schwartzy. Schwartzy looks like he's going to be pulling off the track, though. Might have got some damage. He's just going to pull over and give those spots. Yeah, he's down to 57 health. Something drastic might have happened. So, he's going to take his second place finish from the North American server. Yeah, his front left wheel's not even rotated, so he's just going to try to limp around and finish. That means Obliquus, after that spin, is now in the points. He will be getting some points unless Spider Monkey catches up, which there's a good chance Spider Monkey can catch up to these guys and get some points. It's going to be extremely close. He's very close to him. He has a way better health of a car than Obliquus, but I think it's just too little too late. I want to pop on board with Kimpy, however. Coming around the last corner, I think I can won the NA race, and Kimpy 93 is going to take it home in the EU race, representing Finland well. Looks like Miss Goodluck is able to hold off W. in second. W is going to finish third, scrolling through the field. Vendel seems like he's going to be able to take home fourth, no problem. Oblique is fifth, Spider Monkey sixth. Schwartz looks like he's going to be able to finish in seventh, maybe with the damage card, no pressure from behind. And I think that's going to do it for this week. Wired, what's your overall opinion on how this week went? Like, what was the biggest takeaway?
I mean, it's good to see W get knocked down a peg here from Kempy really showing up and saying, "Hey, you think you're one of the best in the world? This is how we do it around my parts." Good to see that happening. But no, it was really good to see nice clean racing from all these European drivers, and you really see the two different driving styles. And it's very, very fun to watch. And I mean, when you're setting world record times, you know you're having some good fun racing.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Same time.